Good afternoon everyone, it's Rod here. Welcome back to our Luang Prabang Wildlife Sanctuary in Laos. Our beautiful Luang Prabang Wildlife Sanctuary. Here I am at Bear House 1, which is our bear house for rescued sun bears. And we have two little sun bears playing here, two juvenile sun bears, a boy and a girl. And one of them is Merry Christmas with her back to us, her butt to us. And she's playing with little Lao rescue number 106. He doesn't have a name yet, but he has a nickname. His nickname is Facebook, as a matter of fact. And the reason is because he was seen on Facebook on a viral video in Laos, because he was a little cub running down the highway, and everyone was sharing this picture of this little cub running down the highway, this video. And then someone picked him up and put him in a car and drove off, and we thought, oh, that's it, he's gone forever. But we contacted the government in the province. We hunted down where it was, and they were able to track him down, and the people handed him over, so we were able to rescue him and bring him back to the sanctuary. And ever since they've been introduced, these two, they've been pretty good buddies. Spent a little time playing and wrestling. So Mary's a bit older than him, maybe a year and a bit older than him, but she really took to him. Mary, you may know, was from the BBC docu-series Bears About the House. So BBC spent a year with us here in 2019 in Laos, and they arrived just after we'd rescued little Mary. She was a tiny little cub who was actually seen on the back of a truck by one of our government partners at a restaurant, a truck stop. And so he swung into action and followed the guy, and they eventually caught him. The guy was smuggling the orphan bear cub, and she was about to go forever. So luckily, she was rescued, and one less bear who gets killed for a horrible life in a cage, or sold or killed. And she was brought back to our sanctuary. And at the beginning, she had to be reared in our boss's house, our CEO's house, Matt, because we didn't have a cub nursery. And we were only just building this new sanctuary here in Laos, but then we were able to build our cub nursery over here behind us. So now we have a place for rescued bear cubs to come to, and which is great. A nice, safe place for rescued cubs. So that's how it happens with small non-profit charities, wildlife charities like Free the Bears. You just have to make do with what you've got and what you can do. Do the best you can while you're in the growth stage, or while you have no facilities or no money, and you just try to help animals as best you can. And we were just building the sanctuary in 2019 when BBC were here. If you've seen Bears About the House, you'll see we're just building bear house number 3. Now we've built 7 bear houses. It's been non-stop construction for the last 5 years. And so we can rescue these beautiful orphan bears that their mothers have been killed by poachers and then they're smuggled into the illegal wildlife trade. And we're lucky we work with the government here who were able to intercept them, and because it's illegal to have these endangered species. And we bring them to our sanctuary here for rehabilitation, and we try to give them the best life possible. And they're having a pretty good time now, as you can see. I'm just going to see if I can turn comments on, just in case anyone has any questions. Not sure if I did that. Anyway, if you've got a comment or a question, type it in, I'll see if I can read it. Otherwise, we're just... Sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button. It disconnects for a second. So these are the sun bears. They're an endangered species. They're the world's smallest bear species. Of the 8 bear species, they only stand about 1.20 meters on their tall when they're standing up on their hind legs. These two like to play and play and play, as you can see. Some bears have lots of really interesting evolutionary adaptations. So they have giant canine teeth, you can probably see here. So the canine teeth are the same size as polar bears, the largest bear, and polar bears can get up to 550 kilos, whereas some bear males are only around 55 kilos. So 10 times bigger, but their canine teeth are the same size. Some bears also have huge sickle-shaped sharp claws on the front paws, you can probably see there. And that's for tearing open logs. They also have a white U-shaped, golden U-shaped chest marking. Normally it's a U. In the case of Mary in front of us here, hers actually connects at the top and it forms a full circle. You might be able to see when she gets wrestled to the ground by Facebook. Some people think that the sun bear is named after the golden U shape on the chest, but that's actually not the case. For moon bears that have a V shape on their chest, it is the case that the name moon bear comes from the crescent moon shape on their chest. But for sun bears, they actually were first recorded in science by Western science. They're from the tropical rainforests of Southeast Asia, and they're first recorded by Western scientists near the tropical sun of the equator. So their scientific name is Halactus malayanus, or Malayan sun bears. Halactus means has a relation to the sun in the Latin meaning, and that's why they're named sun bears, because they live in the hot tropical forests close to the sun, the equator, close to the equator. So the sun bear. They're the most arboreal of all bear species. They spend more time in trees than any other bear, so they build nests in trees and have to spend sleep in the trees. Wild bees' nests. Really important species. They're a keystone species of the forest. So they serve a role as farmer and engineer of the forest. There are lots of different roles within a healthy ecosystem. Without sun bears, it's really bad news for the ecosystem. So it's really important that we try to maintain wild sun bear populations, although they're declining rapidly. Sun bears are also known as the forgotten bear species because so little is known about them. They're the world's least researched bear species, and some of that is because they live in dense tropical rainforests, so it's really difficult to find them in the wild. It's very rare that you would ever see a sun bear in the wild. Okay, we've got a question. I was wondering if it's possible or safe to neuter the boy if he's so happy with Mary. So thank you for your question. Because these are an endangered species, and every sort of potential, they potentially might have some value for breeding, for saving the species. So fertile. I think there's one other captive now, but he's been neutered somewhere at another place. So no, we wouldn't consider doing that. Also, the bears that we rescue, they don't belong to us; they belong to the government. So we just work with the government to rescue facility. Sound is out. Oh. Oh, can you hear me? Okay, thanks. It could be the internet signal because we're in the mountains of Laos. So yes, I hope you heard that it's not something we would consider to neuter or be allowed to do, to neuter Facebook. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. It's been quite a long one. I hope you've enjoyed seeing these two beautiful rescued sun bears. We're only able to rescue them with your support and look after them and give them such a great life at this beautiful sanctuary. So thank you. I hope you'll help us out by being bear carers. We're just a small Australian non-profit charity. And have a great rest of the week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.